This is the story of an incredible journey I took. I bought an old logging truck in the Rocky Mountains of Colorado, pretty much sight unseen. In this video, I'll be driving out, picking it up, getting it as road ready as you can for a 2,000-mile trip on an untested old logging truck, and trying to drive it 2,000 miles back across the country. Plenty of ups and downs and beautiful scenery in this video, so I hope you and the whole family enjoy watching. I'm getting ready to head out on a 5,000-ish mile trip, taking the old half-ton. Let's go hook up to the camper and hit the road. Hey guys, before we go on this long trip, I'm not gonna have the dogs with me, so they're not really gonna show up in the video. I wanted to say goodbye to them. If you guys have watched the channel, you've probably seen my two best friends, Max and Mingo, running around the yard, helping with every truck rescue and keeping me company on all these crazy projects. Max is my big old gentle soul. He used to slow down a bit after long days chasing me around the property, and Mingo, that little firecracker, has more energy than a Peterbilt on a downhill run without Jake brakes. But his crazy little heart is full of love. Since switching them to Sunday's fresh dog food, it's been a night and day difference. Real ingredients, gently cooked so there's no fillers, just honest nutrition. Personally, I like the turkey recipe and the dogs seem to love it. Max's energy is back, his coat is glowing, he's moving easier than ever. Mingo's zoomies are next level. Seeing them devour their bowls and play with a frisbee in the grass together, man, it just hits me right in the feeling. These are the moments that make owning a dog worthwhile. If your dogs are family like Max and Mingo are to me, do them a favor and try Sundays. You can go to sundaysfordogs.com and use code 99projects for 50% off your first box. Unless, of course, you hate saving money. Your pups will thank you with extra tail wags and those big grateful eyes. If they're my dogs, they'll try to lick your mouth. That's Sundays. For the dogs we'd do anything for. Got the old half-ton married up to the Winnebago. We're westbound and down, Jesse. I even have my barefoot shoes on. Watch for that stuff. In all my wisdom, I forgot to bring something to power my camper at night, so I have to buy a generator. Paying my stupid tax. Truck stop. Dude, the roads in Indiana are horrible. Their state bird is a pothole. It's like the Oregon Trail, only worse, and I'd rather have a covered wagon and pulled by oxen than parts for the night. I got some skanky gas station cheese. Fortunately, what is this? That is perfect. Now, to get rid of your garbage, you just go and set this on somebody else's trailer and it'll blow off. Just kidding, we don't litter, we don't leave garbage around. What kind of barbarians you take me for? Crisis converted. Morning, generator did exactly what it was supposed to do. Welcome to Illinois, hopefully the land of better roads. The tragic boating accident. looking nice. Back on the road. Got the awning set up and everything. Nice little spot. There's the arch. Look at the size of those pipes. I got a discount code for that in the description. 20% off. This thing treats 1,250 gallons. Entering the very level state of Kansas. Woke up to a small problem this morning. My camper's coming apart. These freaking roads and campers are built like crap. I'm headed to the hardware store. It's just delaminated because of all the bouncing and jarring. Fix your roads, Kathy. Stronger, premium, fast grab. Yeah, I want a fast grabber. Stupid text. I forgot to carry a caulking gun with me. Cool, I'm breaking this caulking gun already. How nice is that? Look at this, I just folded this caulking gun up. Isn't that nice? Can't get nothing out of it. How awesome. Nice. Not a piece of junk. Imagine if they just built the campers like that to start with. Also dipping these screws in the construction adhesive. Push, buddy. Push. Camper repair completed. That's better than it was, and it'll hold together for a long time. Or until the next time I drive through Indiana. Crisis converted, let's get back on the highway. Never leave your garbage around, always pick up your trash. Welcome to Colorado. 50 miles away from basically Pikes Peak, or the eastern slope of the Rocky Mountains, and you can see them. Just pulled into the KOA we're staying at. I'm gonna get the camper pulled out, check out the view of the mountains. That right up there is NORAD. Freaking cool. A couple days later, and I'm heading up to pick up the new truck. What in the hillbilly pile of couches is this? Do you have enough couches, bro? Here it is, boys. Just gave the man the check. Let's see if we can make it home. This truck does run, but it hasn't gone 1,800 miles home. So that's going to be the real challenge here, is driving basically back across the country. What better way to test this big thing? We are a-rolling. And the old girl just wants to eat right away. This old gal and I are going to get very, very well acquainted. Hey, the brakes work. Whoa. This is a dirt road back here. It's beautiful country. I don't know this truck. I am in the mountains. This is a very reasonable grade downhill, but you know, I don't want to end up in the dinghy weeds with Satan's bush sticking out of my rear end. To be clear, I don't want anybody's bush sticking out of my rear end. It doesn't get any better than that view right there. Just checking fuel levels here before I head back to the camper. All right, fuel's good. Let's hit the highway. It needs a clutch brake. If I'm being honest, I'm nervous to do this. If I make it home, it's gonna be awesome. If I don't make it home, it's gonna make a good video. The air conditioner doesn't work, so thank goodness it's not the middle of the blazing summer. There's a storm rolling across the land in front of me. I hope my windshield wipers work. The cool thing about the west is you can see the storms coming from so far away. We've got a hellacious headwind right now. My wipers are working perfectly though. And just like that, the storm's over. I don't know if you can tell the difference in the wind noise in here or not. That was a lot of wind. We got about 16 miles to go before we get back to the campground. And I have a list of things that I want to do to this already. Just pulled into the spot here. This place was really nice. And I did pay for extra parking, but they're like, hey, we got a spot out behind the shop you can park. And it's like overflow, out of the way. So pretty happy about that. This place is pretty cool. They got this little off-road park, and like if you have kids, you can rent little electric Jeeps and go through that course. Pretty cool. Some places might not be cool with this, so if you're gonna do something like this, I would always check. Bouncy, 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 fun, 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 fun. What a freaking machine. Holy cow. 1 hour down, we only got like 30 more hours to go. That was terrifying. I can't wait to do it again. Okay, next day here, and I gotta run up to the parts store to get some wipers, fuel filters, and a bunch of other things from the wallet draining store. Look at that view. Totally drained. That was a Kenworth store. Whoa! Severely drained, but conquering hero. I'm heading back to repair the new truck. Here's your useless bit of information for the day. So in Colorado, there's a couple of stores that I think are hilariously named. The Loaf and Jug being one. There's King Supers and the infamous Come and Go, spelled with a K. Now keep your mind out of the gutter for just a second. When I lived out here 10 years ago, there were come and goes everywhere, and I thought they were great stores. It was just a gas station, convenience store. They were super nice, but apparently they overcame and went, because there are 0 of them out here now. I forgot to bring my step ladder. It's hot and dry out here. Gotta stay hydrated. You should really drink water. All that red dye 40 is really bad for you. 90% sure that this is where there's an air leak. So I want to replace this line going back to this plastic line. Yeah, there's like a splice here, right there. See? Copper line spliced together, that's leaking. A 9/16 wrench would be perfect about now, but I lose those things like they're 10 millimeters. I got it with my hammer. Using these push connect things cost you an arm and a leg. That little repair's done. Airline leaks are all fixed. I was looking at this, and we got string holding lines up, but that crossover line, that thing's held together with rust. So I'll probably grab a hydraulic hose for that crossover tube, because both of these tanks work, and there's nothing worse than going down the highway and have all your fuel spill on the ground, like $1,200 worth. I want to get the inside of this cleaned up. It's just dusty. There's not really anything in here. I just like to get the dust cleaned up. Makes it look and smell nicer. This door is like, it does a lot of this, and I'm thinking that it's because this panel is not attached, so maybe I can correct that. And also, this doesn't work. I'd like to open from the inside. The door handle thing, I think this plastic thing's broken on the inside, so that's going to be a fix back at the shop. But this flimsy door, I think, really can be solved if I pull this all back together and get this screwed down solid.
All of these and more streaming soon. Plans starting at $19.99 a month. Terms apply. Visit.
All right, I just put screws in the metal panel, and then I'll have to get screws for this leather, but that really stiffened up the door. You know, when I do stuff like this, it's actually scary. I'm 2,000 miles from home with a semi-truck that weighs 13,000 pounds that I have no idea the history on. I did not check this truck out. I just paid the guy and I drove off with it. He asked me, do you want to go test drive it? I was like, no, let's just go. But it's so exciting, man. It's like that quote at Night at the Museum when Robin Williams is talking to Ben Stiller's character, and Ben Stiller's like, I have no idea what I'm gonna do tomorrow. And Robin Williams is like, how exciting. That's exactly how I feel. I have no idea if I'm gonna make it home. No clue. I might be stranded hundreds and hundreds of miles from home with a giant boat anchor, but how freaking exciting. Do hard things. It's worth it. All right, I just spent a couple hours cleaning in here. Got all the dust wiped down, vacuumed. It ain't perfect, but it'll make it nice to drive it home. It's the end of the day and I'm hot. I'm gonna go jump in the pool, cool off. Tomorrow I want to check some fluids, like the differential fluid, and I got to do some wiring on the back end so I can pull the camper, because I'm pulling the camper back with this old heifer. And I'm stopping at 4 State Trucks in Joplin, Missouri on my way home so I can see them and put some really cool parts on this. Don't you go anywhere. Raining. It's Sunday morning. It's a very late start. I woke up with a pounding headache, probably elevation poisoning. East Coast man is not used to being this close to God. Hopefully the shutoffs on both tanks work. Just a standard JIC end, so I'm gonna go have them make me a hose about that long. That's the line. Right there. This is Breckenridge, Colorado. Useless fact for you, this town averages over 300 inches of snow and gets 300 days of sunshine. In the winter of 1898 and 1899, it snowed for 79 consecutive days, resulting in nearly 20 feet of snow. This is engine number 9. And this is an old steam engine. So if you don't know how a steam engine works, there's a firebox up there that would take wood or coal, heat it. There's a water tank on board, probably up there somewhere, I'm not really sure. That water would superheat, the steam would come off of it, and the steam would be taken down into these big cylinders. There's a piston inside of there, and the steam would go in and drive that piston and subsequently these rods, and it would spin these wheels. It's crazy to think like that was assembled in, you know, whatever, the 1800s or something, with such minimal tools and infrastructure, and they made it happen. It's crazy. And this big heifer here is Rotary 1. This is a snow clearing machine. Look at the head on this thing. These are knives that would have cut through the snow. Remember I said in 1898 they got 20 feet of snow, would have cut through the snow, and then there's a turbine behind it and it shoots it out the top. I'm like 6'1". Crazy. Here's a picture of them. They flopped one over. I have such respect for the amount of work and effort that went into building the infrastructure, and there was nobody here. Breckenridge, Colorado, before World War II, in the gold rush era, that span of time, had 1,600 people living here. When the gold rush, when World War II started, they, like 1,500 of them moved out. You know, I'm driving through this area of Breckenridge, and there's development and new buildings and lodges going up, and I'm all for progress and making money and building and infrastructure and industry, but where does it end? You know, is it going to stop when every flat surface has a house on it? I don't know. I think maybe we just need to be a little bit more responsible and put a little thought into it. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I often think about like what this place was like when the first people came out and settled the West. There was nobody here. There wasn't roads, or there wasn't anything. It was trees. And now it's a city with horrible traffic. And like, where does it go in 50 years from now? What does it look like? I don't know. The camera does not do this justice. You have to see it. We're up about 11,000 feet. It is incredible. And it'll make you feel small out here. We made it back from Breckenridge. Did you know that the mascot of Breckenridge is a hipster and a Subaru? Got the fire cranking with some burgers on there. I'll see you guys in a couple days when we head home. The time has come. We gotta head home, packing up the camper. It's D-Day. I'm leaving in a couple hours. I'm either gonna make it or I won't. I don't know if I mentioned this, but I am stopping in Joplin, Missouri at 4 State Trucks. I got the fever to put on some shiny parts. I'm gonna go tour their facility. I've been really looking forward to see them. Say hi to Jeremy. Who's ready for their level 1 DOT inspection? It smells like the government. Because this is the scariest thing I've ever done. But all that's behind me now. I can do hard things. It's an awful headwind, man. It is just whipping out here. Had to stop for a second because my brakes are cooking in here. And I think I know what's wrong. We probably have the brakes on, so we gotta fix that. Hopefully it didn't melt out my dadgum wheel seals. I probably somehow accidentally have power to my brakes. Let me fix this here. Hold please. All right, there's still grease in the hubs. That's a good sign. I have everything disconnected. So they shouldn't be on now. I just need to figure out what line goes to the trailer brakes and cut them. Without brakes on, and I got 12 volts going to the brakes constantly, which is terrible. I need to fix that. I didn't even make it 10 miles. I just unplugged that blue wire. I'm gonna tape that off so it doesn't arc anything and put it back together. I always carry an extra roll of Band-Aids. Crisis converted. Let's get back on the road. Temp light come on, so I'm just gonna let things settle down for a minute. Everything's had a chance to cool down. I found some water. Let's hit the road, Jack. Gonna need a new one of those. Next stop, Dodge City, Kansas. Thank God it's not hot today. Well, I found the middle of nowhere, right there. Goodbye. We got about 130 miles to go. Should be pulling into the KOA about 8 o'clock. If everything goes according to plan. Thankfully, there is no plan, so this can't fail. The first We got a severe thunderstorm warning coming in, so I'm gonna keep moving and they're gonna catch up. I am not looking forward to driving at night in the wind and a thunderstorm. Gonna have to replace one of those. And this is what it sounds like in the cab when you have a butt wind. That wind is going straight up my butt right now, and I love it. We got 40 miles to go to get to the KOA. There are definitely storms on the horizon. This definitely feels like the calm before the storm, so you guys say a little prayer for me and old Corky. Got about 10 miles to go until I get out of this freaking tornado. I know there's some of you guys who drive this all the time, but is it always this scary? I would say the pucker factor is about 7. Dodge City limit. Dodge City KOA. Let me go find out where I gotta park this gigantic heifer. Good news, they got a storm shelter. Let's go get the camper backed in here. Dude, the wind is so strong it blew my toolbox lid open. That's crazy. Also, that's crazy. We're all in, guys. It's late. I'm going to bed. I'm getting up early tomorrow to go check out Dodge City and some of the stuff over there. And then we are heading over to Joplin, Missouri to stop by 4 State Trucks. So don't go anywhere. Good morning from Kansas. We're going to grab some breakfast and then I'm probably hitting the road. I want to stop at a Love's and get a CB and throw that in the truck. Marcy's Roundup Cafe, Mexican-American Bar and Grill. You ever eaten at a Roundup Cafe Bar and Grill Mexican-American? Cafe. That place was pretty good, actually. Let's put a CB in this truck. This is like a VHF radio or something, and it doesn't pick up CB channels that I know of. See the power. What? Oh good, there's a loose connection up there with a 19. Can I get a radio check? I don't know what any of those buttons do. I think it's working. And we're off. If you're ever in Dodge City, Kansas, this KOA was a really nice place to stay. We got about 300 miles to go. We're gonna stop at the Big Brutus Memorial or Monument, whatever it is. It's one of the biggest, I think, electric cable shovels, and it's just a park. You just get to look at it. The wind is much calmer today. It's quite a nice drive. I hope that it stays like this. Hey, Kansas, have you considered planting any trees? So those big brown, green, wooden things that grow out of the ground and block wind. Hedgerows? Hedgerows are lots of trees planted together that you can park old equipment in. Kind of like that. That right there is what you want to do, but forever. Look at that crazy guy on a motorcycle. There's a lot of things I'd rather never do, and driving across this windy plain on a motorcycle is one of those things. It's amazing that that bike can carry the weight of his balls. Gotta stop for a minute. It's lunchtime. Look at that thing. We're just west of Wichita by probably an hour. We got tunes. Let's hit the road. 250 miles to Wichita. Here we go. I think I said 250 miles to Wichita. I meant 250 miles to 4-state truck. The big city of Wichita, Kansas. What a cluster muffin. Fix your roads, Kathy. Got about 165 miles to go. Slow down, Larry. I feel like I've been inside that rhinoceros from the George Clooney or Jim Carrey movie. Oh yeah. Police car. Don't hurt me. Welcome to Missouri. Getting better at shifting. Not as good as cab over outlaws, but I'm getting there. Uh-oh. All commercial vehicles must enter. Thank God I'm not commercial. That weigh station actually is open. Son of a gun. There's 4-state trucks, Chrome Shop Mafia, right over there. Nice little KOA again. I'm really liking these KOAs, honestly. They're usually nice places to stay. All right, let's go grab dinner. We made it to the home of the Chrome Shop Mafia. 4-state trucks finally got down here. Let's go see if we can find Jeremy. Sweet. Oh, dude, that's crazy.
What you're going to see in here is probably 10% of what I have.
Because you've got stuff in the storeroom?
Yeah.
Jeez, man.
It is thoroughly insane.
That is crazy.
So where would you like to start, north or south?
I'll follow you. Let's put a bumper on. Look at this delivery.
I do not.
They deliver it right to your truck if you come here. Thank you very much, sir.
Yes, sir. That's what we do. Appreciate you. You have a good
Thanks,
day,
man.
sir. Yeah.
You too.
We may need more later. You got it.
God, look at that, dude. That is sick. I am rock hard. That totally changes the front end of that truck. Unbelievable. All of it. We're restoring it right here.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah.
The whole video. we're gonna paint it here.
Yeah, you guys got a paint booth.
Exactly.
You have one day. It's gonna be the greatest. It's gonna be the greatest TV show ever.
It's gonna be a long day.
All right, Jeremy, what do you got?
All right. New best friend.
Hand wipes.
Hand wipes.
See, gross.
Pull it out, and this is important. Before you just go crazy, you gotta unfold them. One side is soft, the other side scratchy. Try that on. Why are you not filming?
I like soft and scratchy.
Scratchy will take the crap off.
Dude, that's pretty impressive. Okay, it looks like you just wiped a cow's rear end. Look at this thing, man. Look at that. Look at that. They're delivering parts right to the front. The delivery driver missed it.
Here, I want to set them on top of here. That's it then.
Thank you very much, sir. Great to meet you guys. Force Day trucks. Use my code Project 10. Project 10. 10% off your entire order. Unless, of course, you hate saving money.
Then don't use it.
Then don't use it. We are on the road again, eastbound and down, headed into the sunset. Gonna make Des Moines by 8:30, hopefully. Man, the roads here are terrible. Thank God diesel's not expensive. Fix your roads, Kathy! Welcome to Iowa. You guys see? No, me neither. Hope I don't have to fix that. We're in for the night. I'll see you guys in the morning. Good morning. On the highway again. It is a beautiful morning in Iowa. Good morning, Iowa. Thank you, God, for another trip around the sun. Boy, I love a good rush with traffic, don't you? That's a factory race team, probably motocross. Just cornfields and the sweet, sweet smell of 41% glyphosate. Let's race, old boy. Oh, come on! It's flat to the floor! Oh, yeah. Oh! Ah! Come on, baby! Come on! Come on! Your 14 liters ain't got nothing, boy! Just because I'm not carrying 40,000 pounds or 80,000 pounds don't mean nothing. Why don't you get you some of that? Look at the chrome bumper reflecting off of his marker strip. Look at that. That's shiny, boy. Iowa Indy Truck Stop, the world's largest truck stop. Second only to my truck stop, which will be larger than the world's largest truck stop.
Anyway, still looking good. You have a good day.
got to sit down and stretch my legs at the Iowa 80 truck doohickey, ready to go. Back on the road. Got about 4 hours of driving till we get to where I'd be comfortable stopping for the night. In it, and it started to cool down, but now coolant line that goes from here back to the smoldering hot firewall is split. All right, there's a coolant line blown on the Ram. I gotta run 12 miles one of these directions to a parts store, but I don't want to drag the camper around. Hope they're not gonna be mad that I parked my camper here for an hour or two. Okay. Jesus. Didn't make that easy. Let's take Old Faithful, 40-year-old truck, to get a new line. Nothing that can't be fixed with a little time and money. My hands are covered in coolant. Jeremy gave me this box of towels, or wet towels. Came in handy. Got the right hose, well, I'll make it work. You ever tried pissing in the wind? That's what this is like. It's just a lot more expensive. Probably have to add some more, but at least for now the light's off, and we'll just keep an eye on the temperature. As long as that doesn't go up above 204, 210, something like that, should be all right. All right, let's hook back up and get back on the road. Here we go. We're back on the highway, eastbound and down, on the 6th of June, or however this song goes. To never do this again. Welcome to Indiana. Made it out of the city alive. Man, this has been such a cool experience thus far. I made it just to the other side of Chicago, so I'm in Indiana right now, coming up on South Bend. I got a long way to go. This experience personally has just been crazy. Don't go anywhere, we got a long way to go and a short time to get there. It's the morning of day 5. The sun's just coming up. We're hitting the road early. We got about 500 miles to go. It's crazy to think we've gone 1,400 miles. coming up on Elkhart, Indiana, which is where massive amounts of the camper production is done. It's getting hot in here. Let me turn my air conditioning on. Perfect. Welcome to Ohio. I just pulled into Love's for a couple minutes and went to restart the truck, and my batteries are dead. I've had charging voltage this entire time, and all of a sudden I don't. So I'm a wee bit suspicious that it's not batteries so much as a connection issue. And like, this is not great. We got 12.7 and it's not even trying to crank. It lights in here, but nothing. 13 to the... Hit that button! According to this, we have no power to the starter solenoid. Well, there's two starter solenoids on this truck. There's one back here and one on the firewall. And I don't have 12 volts up front, so and I do have 12 volts back here. I'm guessing this one's bad. I'm gonna grab two of them and replace one until they start working again. The wallet draining store. Would you look at that? Napa. Never any parts anywhere. They had them in stock. It only took 2 Napas to find everything I needed. Here's the part I hate about cab overs. I'm glad they didn't use a long bolt. The good news is I don't have any pain in my legs anymore. Just because they've all gone numb. Okay, let's try it. With any luck. We're at the point I kind of figured we'd be at about this point. Get 2/3 of the way in and stuff starts to kind of come apart on you. My front passenger side tire is leaking down pretty quick. It's leaked down probably back to 40 or 50 pounds within the last 2 hours. So I'm gonna have Love's pull that apart. I have a small coolant leak, which I want to address kind of before I go back out on the highway, because that would be annoying to have break. And I still can't get this thing started, so I'm gonna go make myself a permanent spot here at Love's, and I'm gonna fix this stuff before I finish the 6 hours home, because I just want to go the 6 hours, even if I have to do it tomorrow, instead of doing a bunch of stopping and going kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? I just did some more testing. It's either the solenoid on the 42 MT or it's the starter that's bad. I'm pretty sure it's the solenoid because I'm not getting 12 volts out the main lug. So, a brand new 39 MT starter. Fulton County Truck and Trailer Repair. I called the guy, he's like, yeah, I think I got one in stock. And they brought it over to me. They're across the street. They brought it over and dropped it off. There's Mr. In and Out.
just your
Just my gazer beam pops in.
yeah.
Someone with a 14-liter engine.
How big is the engine in that lunchbox?
And it's a little L10 Cummins, which I have.
Well, look.
Camper. Oh, I hope this works. That starter's in. I hope this works. Yes. Oh. Back on the road, and we're heading across the street to the same place I got the starter from to have my passenger tire repaired, because that's leaking like a screen door on a submarine. Fulton County Truck and Trailer Repair. I misspoke. These are the right-handed threads, the normal way. The driver's side is the left-handed threads.
Got that fat?
Gotta fix that. Well, it's not the tire. Jeez, dude. Probably these freaking roads that Kathy refuses to fix. Look at that, it's cracked. Son of a gun. We found a place about 25 minutes away that's got a Bud wheel in stock. Taking air. Fulton County Truck and Trailer Repair, Delta, Ohio, off exit, I think it's 39 off the turnpike. Got me squared away. We put the tire and the wheel back on, got a new rim, or used, and then he had the starter in stock. So if you guys need your stuff worked on, you're going down the turnpike, right there. Pretty much lost the entire day. We still got 6.5 hours to go. I'd really like to make it tonight, but this thing sucks driving at night. Back on the road again. Here we go. Oh yeah, it's raining also. Air wipers. My temp gauges are slowly creeping up. Not at a concerningly high at all. It's just a little bit higher than they normally were. And I think that coolant leak has probably drained it a little bit. So just out of an abundance of caution, I'm gonna find a service plaza, put some water coolant in the system, fill it right up to the top. Hopefully that'll be sufficient to get me home. We just went around Toledo, south of Toledo. The next city we got is Cleveland, I think. And then after that, it's kind of in the home stretch. I parked for the night because the wimpy candles that they give you for those headlights suck, and I don't feel like driving at night. Oh, I got a marker light out up there. I hope I don't have to fix that. I'll see you guys in the morning. 2 hours, 40 minutes to get home. Let's go. I'm gonna add some more coolant and then we're gonna hit the road. Usually the will it starts are at the beginning of the video, but will it start? The Overcomings. Let's go home. Big city of Buffalo. Get me out of here. Funny story, when I was, I don't know, 10 or 12 or 13, I was riding around with my dad. He was working, doing something, like house inspections or something. And we drove into the city of Rochester, which is not a very big city. And I remember looking up at the building and I was like, wow, this is a big city. And my dad, who hitchhiked all across the country in the 60s and 70s and has lived in New Orleans and New York City and seen the big cities before I had, he's like, this isn't a big city. And it's not. But I always remember seeing those skyscrapers of Rochester, you know, like 30-story buildings as a kid. And it's gonna start raining. 96 miles to go. Hang in there. Look at that sky. Man, I'm 8 miles from home. I wasn't gonna count my chickens before they hatched, before I pulled in, but man, I'm home. Seem like it. But for me, that was incredible. This truck drove over 2,000 miles. So round trip total was 5,036.7 miles. It's actually a little bit more than that because I forgot to reset it until we were like 100 miles down the road, but that is the Ram miles. The miles on the Freightliner is about 2,000. We were gone for 18 days. It took us 3 days to get out, and it took us 5 days to get back. Guys, that is gonna wrap this video up. I really appreciate you watching. If you watched all the way to the end, that helps out the videos more than you guys realize. This was an incredible trip, and there's definitely more to come on this truck. I am planning on taking this to a truck show at the end of August, and I'll give you more details on that later. One last thing, I also have some new merch. I have hoodies and t-shirts. These are the Overcomings hoodies and t-shirts. It's got the 99 Projects logo on the front. This design was actually made by a viewer, and I really appreciate the work that he put into this. If you guys want to get one, there's a banner right below the video. You click on it and take you right to the page. You can grab one for yourself. I am probably only going to do a limited run on these, so run and grab one before they run out. Thank you guys very much for watching. Do hard things.